Hi, I'm Amber from Influencer Updates on Instagram, and tonight I'm going to be talking about Indy Clinton's boob job. She got breast implants. I'm going to be talking about my personal theory on Martha Kalifatidis, and I think that she might have secretly gotten married. And just before I started this live, there was some other big news about Martha, so I will go over that in a minute. But first of all, I'm going to talk about my day. So today I got invited to an influencer event, which was the first event I've ever been invited to. I often get offered to be sent a lot of free stuff, but I say no to most of it just because I don't share my personal life. I'm not an influencer and I don't want to be an influencer and like promote products and things. It's just not the sort of content I want to be creating, I suppose. But yeah, Chemist Warehouse messaged me this week and asked me if I'd like to come to their gifting showcase in Scoresby in Melbourne, which is a 2-hour trip from where I live in Geelong. But I did have another event on in Melbourne today at 12:30. So I thought, firstly, yes, like amazing getting invited to this Chemist Warehouse showcase. And secondly, it would work out really well because it started at 10 and I figured if I go there for an hour and a half, I can then go to the next event and get 2 events done in a day. So it worked out really well for me. So the Chemist Warehouse event, I was the very first person there because I like to get to everything early. And there were like shops set up from every brand that is at Chemist Warehouse. Not every brand, but maybe 60 different brands. And they had products, and it might be like their latest product or it might be just their range of products. And you would talk to each of the workers and they would give you a product based on your needs sort of thing. Like you might go to a hair station and they'll give you dry shampoo if you get oily hair, or you would go to a skincare station and they'd give you vitamin C if you're into anti-aging. So it was really nice talking to everybody and everybody seemed very happy to be there, and it was really fun just getting heaps of goodies. I did say no to a lot of things, of course. People were getting those back massages, like the guns that bang into your back, and that's not something I would use. And there was those sleep things that go up your nose to hold your nostrils open, and again, that's not something I would use. So things like that I said no to. But I have rounded up my 6 favourite things that I got in the goodie bags. The goodie bags were, I had one on each shoulder leaving, and they were so heavy I could barely walk. There was so much stuff. But yeah, these are my 6 favourite things that I'm looking forward to trying. The first one is this Olay Super Serum. I really like this because they engraved our name on it. So they've written Amber on there, but I just think it looks really cute. Like I love that pearly packaging. So I'm really looking forward to trying that. This one is from Emco Beauty. It's a lash and brow growth serum, which I've never tried a lash and brow growth serum. So again, looking forward to trying that. Sunday Fun Day. Fun Day Sunday. What's it called? I think it's just called Fun Day. So they had all the different flavours of their sugar-free lollies. This one as well, strawberries and cream. So I've also never tried these, and I see a lot of influencers promoting them, but they're really expensive. I think I've seen them in Chemist Warehouse for about $3 or $4 a bag, and it's just a single serve. So I actually did try them tonight before I came on the live, and honestly, they were a bit of a letdown. I get that they have to be sugar-free, so they've got sweetener in them, but to me, they leave that funny powdery taste in your mouth when you have diet soft drink, and it leaves that funny taste in your mouth. That's the taste that I got after these. Even my children, I gave them a few each to try, and they sort of had one and then they were like, no thanks, they don't want any more. But influencers rave about them, so I don't know why. Maybe I'm the weird one. They were giving out sex toys. These are full-size sex toys, not samples obviously, which I thought was very generous of this brand. Vacation Vibes is the brand, and apparently they're launching in Chemist Warehouse in a week. And this sample I was really, really excited about. This is the High Smile collaboration with Anna Paul, the toothpaste sample. I've never tried their flavoured toothpastes. I feel that not like being a non-minty toothpaste is kind of weird, but they've got all different flavours like blue raspberry, salted caramel, grape, and they gave me all these sachets, which that'll be really fun to try. There were a lot of like proper products in bottles and stuff, but I don't know, for some reason, these are the ones that I'm most excited to try. And then this was also a really cute gift. It's called Mimi, and it's a little hair care pack for children, which I have a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old girl. And it came with this hairbrush, which my daughter's already been playing with. So a little Mimi hairbrush. And then it's got a detangling spray and a shampoo. I thought that packaging was just so cute. So yeah, that's my favourite 6 items from the Chemist Warehouse showcase today. But the very, very best thing that happened to me at the showcase today, and one of the reasons why it was the best day of my life today, is because I met Kat and Deja Clark. Kat and Deja Clark, they are huge on TikTok, as you would all know. I looked up and Kat actually has 6.1 million followers on TikTok. And they were just on their own and they were just, you know, having a look at some things. And I felt bad to interrupt them, but hopefully they didn't mind. They were so, so sweet. And I introduced myself and said, yeah, I'm Amber. I run Influence Updates AU. And like once I explained that, then Kat was like, oh yes, like I do know your account. I've seen your videos. And they were so cute. They were flying out after the event. And yeah, they were happy to get photos, which I'll post the photo publicly later. I have already posted that to subscribers. But yeah, I absolutely loved meeting them. I also met Phoebe Burgess. So she's recently written a book in collaboration with Zyrtec, which I did know about that. And it was good to see her. And she gave me a copy of her book, which she gave to like most people there. It's not like I'm special or anything. But yeah, it was really cool to meet her. I also saw Jackie Felgate, the radio host. I saw Daniel Gorringe, I think his surname is, like that AFL comedian guy. He's really big on TikTok as well. They were actually hanging out together, so I don't know if they know each other. Well, they must. And then I saw Francoise from Love Island. She was there just walking around. And I saw Khan Ong as well. So I walked past him actually, but he was like chatting with his friends and, you know, just his normal happy, smiley self. So it was really cool to see influencers, I guess, in the wild, but not really in the wild because it was an influencer event. But yeah, it was so, so fun. Then the second event I went to today, I was actually a guest speaker at a talent agent lunch. So there's this company called Social Diary, and what she does is she runs like a big diary calendar thing that shows all of the events that are going on in Australia on any given day. And all of the talent agents, they'll sign up to this calendar, and then when they're organising events and things, they can make sure there's no clashing of events. Like they don't want L'Oreal and Revlon both running an event on the same night because it would be a clash with the influencers that they want to attend, things like that. But yeah, it was a talent agent lunch ran by them, and myself and Kurt Coleman, the original Australian influencer. I'm sure you all know who he is. He spoke at it as well. And also Prue Corrigan, who is the owner of One Daydream Management. So they manage people like Anna McAvoy and Matt Zukowski. They manage Izzy Armitage and Sam Guggenheimer. Heaps of famous people. And she's also got a podcast called The Pump Up. So she's just started that recently, which I've been listening because it's got lots of like insider information about just talent agencies, I suppose. And yeah, so the three of us, we did a 10-minute speech each at the event, and that was like in between mains and dessert, like in between eating. And it was just a really good networking event. And they asked me what I wanted to talk about in advance, and I said, well, I think that the thing people are most interested in is a year ago when I was served legal papers by an influencer. And yeah, I told the story about that being served them at my house on a Friday night at 5 p.m. so that I couldn't contact a lawyer until Monday, which was very frustrating, if you know what I mean. And just how that changed my business completely. I used to post a lot of public content, but then that sort of shook me up enough. Like I was bothered by it a bit, definitely. Not as much as I probably should have been, but it definitely shook me up enough to start putting most things behind a paywall. So as you know, I now post probably 95% of my content to subscribers and then leave a sample of content for free to non-subscribers. So yeah, it worked out well for me in the end. But yeah, it was an interesting story. And I also spoke about how, you know, she has now blocked me and she obviously doesn't like me, whereas other influencers, they work with me. Like there's been a few influencers where either themselves or their agent have contacted me saying, you know, this story is about to drop. Would you like to promote it, you know, after it's dropped? Would you like to promote it as well? And I was like, yes, please. Like I would love to post that as soon as it becomes public news. Let me know and I'll post it straight away. And I was explaining to them that they need to work with me. I like influencers and I'm wanting to promote these things. So yeah, that was really fun to talk about. Okay, so I will talk about some influencers now. We've got Indy Clinton. So, of course, she has had breast implants. I say, of course, because she recently went on a 2-week social media hiatus until the 9th of August. She's been back for a few weeks now. And she said that she was going to be taking 2 weeks off to spend time with family and just rest and relax. Sorry, I just need some water. So yeah, 2 weeks off to have a break, and I hadn't heard any rumours, like nobody had said, oh, this is suspicious or anything. But she then came back and she was breakdancing on her TikTok channel. She was doing handstands and things. So then when the breast implant rumour started, I was like, well, no, she can't have, because she's been doing breakdancing. And that was a timely video. Like, that was in response to Reagan, the breakdancer. But anyway, turns out she has had breast implants, and she has confirmed that on TikTok. So she has been breakdancing post-operation. Anyway, there was a TikTok comment that said, Indy, respectfully, the new girls are stunning. And she replied, the Sultanas had a promotion, which I thought was such a funny way to announce it. And she also announced it when she was with Skye Wheatley, which was kind of ironic, being that Skye Wheatley is the queen of plastic surgery. She admits that herself. So maybe Skye inspired her to tell everybody. There were some other clues. So she had also posted previously that her workouts for the next, what has she written? This is my new workout for a few weeks. And she'd posted herself doing walks with ankle weights. And that, I was sort of like, okay, I think she probably has had a breast operation, because you can't do upper body exercises post-operation. Although she was just in New Zealand recently snowboarding, without a helmet, mind you, in most of the videos. But yeah, I was terrified for her. I was like, please don't fall over. You've just had this operation. And Martha Kalifatidis was with her as well. And she's just had her breast implants removed. So she's just had an operation as well. And I was like, should these girls be skiing? I was worried about them, but they were both totally fine, and they're back now. And the other news with Indy this week is that she was spotted with Skye Wheatley, and Indy had a vape in the foreground of her photo, which Skye posted and then quickly deleted. It was a video, actually. And yeah, Skye quickly deleted the video. But I mean, vaping is not illegal well, I don't think it's illegal. Maybe it is illegal now. Not sure. But yeah, she was vaping. No, sorry. She wasn't vaping. She had a vape in the foreground. Doesn't mean she used it necessarily. But yeah, speaking of Martha, she is my second update for tonight. So I have this theory. Somebody messaged me saying that she started wearing a wedding band, and I looked, and it's definitely true. If you zoom in on some of her photos, she is definitely wearing a wedding band now. And as of about 2 weeks ago, she wasn't wearing a wedding band in any of her photos or videos. So I have a theory that she secretly got married on the 10th of August, which was about 10 days ago, because she's been wearing a wedding band in her content since the 13th of August, so 3 days later. And before that, she hadn't posted since the 8th of August. So in that 5-day period between the 8th and the 13th, I think she got married. That's my theory. That's the only reason why I have this theory is because of this wedding band. Actually, also, she came back on social media recently after like a 3-day break, saying, oh yeah, my family and I went away for 3 days and we were all off our phones, and it was just so nice to like not be on our phones for the few days. And I connected it to this theory of mine, and I'm like, I reckon that they went away for 3 days and she got married, and it was like no photos allowed or anything. So I imagine it was obviously like a small wedding. Maybe she'll have a big wedding later, maybe she won't at all, I'm not really sure. But the other news for her has just come in before I went live, that her and Michael Brunelli, her husband, and her mum, Mary, they are launching a podcast. So the three of them are releasing a podcast together, and I think that will be very loved. Like, her TikTok videos with the three of them are very popular. She gets a lot of views. And yeah, I think that a podcast is just the next step. That's what everybody's doing, isn't it? That's what all the influencers are doing, releasing podcasts. Okay, so 15 minutes of talking my head off, talking my mouth off. What are people saying here? So sad, my face TTC TikToker, I'm not sure what that is, has been for 3 years to the CW event and she didn't get invited this year. Oh, that is really awkward. I wonder why she wouldn't have got invited. I wonder if it was an oversight or if something happened. But yeah, I'm not sure. My face TTC. She's a TikToker. Would love to see your goodie bag. Maybe I should post it in my subscribers. I took a photo of everything I got, minus a few things that my daughter had stolen and taken to bed with her, which was like a Lady Jane headband, some bobby pins, like gold decorative ones, and Phoebe Burgess's book. So I do have a photo of everything I got, but I'm honestly a little bit embarrassed to post it because it is so much stuff. There is obviously people I can give things to because I can't possibly use everything myself. It'd be nice if I could try things and then keep what I like and then pass other things on. But then there is a charity, Share the Dignity, where my daughter's daycare runs like a collection box. So it'd be good if I could put a few things in there, like things that I don't think I would use. I can just put brand new products in there, and then that goes to women who are escaping domestic violence, and it's good things for them to use. So yeah, they're my options as to how I can either use, gift, or give away these products. It's so much stuff. Yes, there is a public version of the Chemist Warehouse event tomorrow in Scoresby, and is $50 a ticket. I think it's $57 a ticket when I last checked, but the money does go to charity. It's not a profitable thing for Chemist Warehouse. I have been told, sorry, I'll stop playing with my hair. I was talking to one of the people who were running it today, and she was telling me that it is slightly different to the event that I went to today. There were 2 events today and 2 yesterday for influencers, and then tomorrow, which is for the public, it's a lot more samples rather than full-size products, but it would still be absolutely incredible and definitely worth going. There was free food, there was free donuts, there was free juices, there was pizzas, there was a coffee shop, like everything was free, and it is tomorrow as well. She confirmed that for me, so if you do want to go, I highly recommend. These people are giving reviews on the Sunday sweets that I got in my goodie bags today. So someone has said that they wanted to try them as well. Someone said they have a waxy taste, and I definitely agree with that. That is a really good way of describing it. Like when you have, I tried the milk bottles. So they were in like this party mix. I tried the milk bottles. And yeah, when you have a milk bottle from Allen's, it's soft, really soft. But this had, like a waxy sort of texture. It wasn't hard, but it was, I think that's a good way to describe it, waxy. The peaches aren't good, but the party mix is yum. Interesting. I think they were yum. They definitely taste like low sugar. They don't taste like a full sugar lolly. But yeah, I just didn't like that aftertaste. This person's saying the lollies are terrible. They're hard and gross. I didn't like the lollies much either. I tried grape. It's awful. I prefer mint. Oh, that's about the toothpaste. So yeah, people are giving their toothpaste reviews now. I feel like brushing my teeth with salted caramel. That's what this one is. I'd feel like I need to brush my teeth. Like, you know when you eat a dessert and you need to brush your teeth afterwards? That's what I think the salted caramel toothpaste would do. It would make you feel like you need to brush your teeth. But yeah, I'll give a review next week maybe. I love Mimi. Legit the best detangling spray. Yes, I'll have to give it a try. I use detangling spray. I cut, you may have noticed, I think it was last weekend actually, so you wouldn't have seen on Friday last week, but I cut about 20 centimetres off my hair. I got it cut professionally. So prior to that, I would use detangling spray a lot because my hair was so long and always tangled. It was only that long because I just didn't go to a hairdresser. I hadn't cut it for 7 months, and my hair grows like a weed, so I think it had grown probably 20 centimetres in 7 months. And there's no trick. My trick is use Head & Shoulders shampoo and whatever conditioner you can find. That is my trick for growing my long hair. Also, don't cut it. That's also another trick. Yeah, if we're going tomorrow, do we get the same free stuff or is it a small amount? So, yeah, it is a smaller amount. You do definitely get the goodie bag at the end. She confirmed that with me as well. You get the same goodie bag at the end. And to be honest, most of the stuff came in the goodie bag at the end. This came in the goodie bag at the end, the eyebrow and eyelash growth serum. This mini pack, that was in the goodie bag at the end. And 1 pack of the Sunday treats. I then picked up like another 3 or 4 packs at the stand. But yeah, those things are definitely in the goodie bag, and there was so much stuff I could barely lift it. There was a 800 gram pack of collagen powder. It was called Cougar Juice. So yeah, there's lots of stuff in there. Thoughts on Shameless's take on It Ends With Us? Abbie Chatfield responds, and the response from fans of all sides. Confused. Honestly, I haven't listened, and I'm really sorry because I know that it is definitely a feud going on. Not a feud, but yeah, there's like some sort of feud between Shameless and Abbie Chatfield. So Shameless, I know they did a podcast, they reviewed the movie and talked about the drama with like Blake Lively and the male actor whose name I can't even remember. And then Abbie Chatfield did a response saying that Shameless, they kind of took Blake Lively's side, people are saying. But I think what they were saying is, you know, there are good things about Blake Lively as well as bad. You know, they just weren't stacking on her, whereas Abbie Chatfield was sort of disappointed that Blake Lively hadn't used this press tour as a way to shed light on domestic violence. Like, she'd made it seem like a light romantic comedy, not a romantic comedy, but just like a light girly movie, when it is a movie about serious themes, and she could have used that to raise a lot of awareness about those serious themes, whereas she chose not to do that. So, I mean, it's probably true. I think that Abbie does always have a good point. She does deliver her point in usually a very aggressive sort of way. Aggressive, again, may not be the right word. It's just that she's very forceful, I suppose, and she stands by her opinion, and she tries to like really change everybody else's mind to match her opinion. I suppose that's what she's doing. But yeah, I do generally think that she has very good points, and it's probably true that maybe Blake Lively should have used it to put awareness onto domestic violence. And yeah, it's probably a shame that she didn't, but you know, we can't all get everything right, and I don't think that we should be hating Blake Lively for not doing it. And it's interesting that everybody's putting all of the pressure on Blake Lively to be doing it. Like, there's also a lot of other actors and actresses in the movie that could be helping that situation. But yeah, I think it's good that Abbie is using this movie to raise awareness. Like, she's doing a good thing. I also didn't listen to the Shameless episode because I don't know I should be Shameless's target audience and I should love them, but I think I've just got on the bandwagon too late and I just can't connect with them. But I know I still need to give them more of a go. I find every time I pick an episode to listen to, it's movie and book reviews, and I can't stand listening to movie and book reviews. It's just not my thing at all. I'd rather just watch the movie or read the book. I don't know. It's just a thing that I just do not like. Oh, and dreams. I hate when people talk about dreams. It's the same as book and movie reviews to me. This person saying they haven't heard of Kurt since his yellow glasses party days 15 years ago. That was not actually Kurt Coleman. That was Corey Worthington. Corey Worthington is a Melbourne boy, and yeah, he was famous for wearing his yellow glasses and being like a party boy. It was the same sort of era though. And yeah, Kurt Coleman was famous since he was 14. He was like the original influencer. He was actually saying in his speech today that one of the first jobs he ever got offered was somebody approached him in the street and was like, oh, my daughter loves you. I would love to pay you $100 to come to her birthday party. And at the time he was 14. So he was like, yeah, okay, great. And then a few years went by and he went to a talent agent and was like, you know, I need a manager to represent me. And they were like, but you've got no talent. Like, what's your talent? You don't sing, you don't act, you don't dance. And he's like, well, my talent is being me. And he was just so ahead of his time. And he was also making a good point that it was probably 10 years ago now, maybe 5, that he was there telling us all how much he loves himself. And he was saying, I'm hot, I'm gorgeous, I'm such a good person, I love myself. And everybody was like, you don't love yourself? Like, that's weird. Like, don't love yourself. That's up yourself. Whereas these days, again, he was ahead of his time, because these days it's all about self-love and everybody is proud of loving themselves. So I thought that was a really cool thing to hear about. Who served her legal papers? That was Karina Irby. Georgie Stevenson? No, it wasn't Georgie Stevenson. She's probably my favourite influencer. I feel like Georgie Stevenson is just so aspirational. She just she just has such an aspirational life, but also she still manages. I can't even talk. For some reason, I feel like I relate to her, even though I absolutely do not. Like, our lives are so far removed from each other, but she does a good job of making me feel like I relate to her. And I have followed her for such a long time. So, like, I've been following her since she went to law school. So it's really cool to see the way she's changed over the years. Someone's saying here that Indy did her breast implants with class and they suit her body. Yes, I think that it's very clear that she has not gone overly large and that they probably do suit her body people say here. Yeah, before, there's an account called before.after_influencers. If you look up who I'm following and type in before, that's probably the easiest way to find them. They have posted some before and afters of Indy's breast augmentation. And yeah, they're very good at posting before and afters of influencers. Nicotine vapes are illegal. Okay. Thank you for that clarification. I think Martha got married too. Yes. No, I want to see her wedding. Yeah, that's why I'm wondering if maybe she'll have a big wedding later. Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber did. They got married and then a year later they had a wedding. Maybe she's trying to do something like that. Yeah, maybe the wedding is going to be announced on the podcast. That could be a big announcement. Maybe she'll talk about the wedding on the podcast. Talk about what happened on the day and things. What's with Ruby Tuesday Matthews and her partner constantly unfollowing each other and then following again seems so immature. I did talk about this on my live last week. I gave a bit of a play-by-play of Ruby Tuesday Matthews' relationship because it was a bit up and down last week. I'm not sure where it's at this week. She has still posted a few cryptic quotes this week about narcissism and things like that. So it does seem that maybe they're still on rocky ground. I'm not sure if they're following each other again, but I've noticed that influencers really like to make their things public. It's reminding me of like Sophie Guidolin. So Sophie Guidolin this week, she has unfollowed her husband on Instagram and she's been posting herself with two hands visible in the photo, very clearly not wearing her ring anymore. So something has definitely gone on there. I'm not sure what, but it does seem that she is no longer with her husband, or she's at least fighting with her husband. Yes, this is her fourth husband and she is 35 years old, because I know a lot of people ask that in the comments. But yeah, that's not looking good. She only met him, I think, at the end of last year / start of this year. So they haven't been together very long. And I think they got married in about March or April. Any news on Molly May? No. I mean, we've seen her paparazzi shots of driving to the McDonald's drive-thru, but we haven't seen much more. Apparently, Tommy Fury visited her for 55 minutes earlier this week. That's what the paparazzi, or that's what the media was reporting. I'm laughing because it's so specific. Oh, Kayla Itsinas and EBT Adam Sullivan hanging out heaps suddenly. That's really interesting. I didn't know they were friends, but yeah, that makes sense. They're both huge fitness influencers, and that'd be really cool if they maybe made some content together or something. I love when influencers collaborate. Do you need to declare the Chemist Warehouse gifted items to the ATO? Interesting. It's possible. I will have to ask my tax accountant. I know I am an accountant, but I haven't been a tax accountant for many years now. But yeah, that's a really good point, because I obviously have to put all my income for influence updates in my tax return, and I'll have to ask if I need to declare this stuff. Because yeah, I'll also definitely be deducting the travel costs. Like, it costs a lot of money for me to get there today. Like I said, it's 2 hours from home. And yeah, I had to catch public transport because we only have one car. And yeah, so it's very possible that I will have to declare it on my tax return. Someone's saying here, don't eat too many of the sugar-free lollies because they will make you poop. And someone here is saying that the Double D's brand... Jeez, these lollies are very controversial. Someone here is saying that the brand Double D's is much yummier. Oh, this is an interesting point. Somebody here is saying that they believe that Shameless and Abbie Chatfield are talking about different topics on the same movie. That's probably a good point. Yeah, they're not necessarily talking about the same thing and disagreeing. They can both have their separate opinions on different topics of the same movie. Someone's saying they miss me talking about Indy. I do put all of these on YouTube, so I put them up straight away after I close off the live. Although it takes a while to upload and for me to write the captions and everything, but yes. Listen to the middle section of Shameless if you want to avoid the book and movie reviews. Honestly, I listened to the first 15 minutes and the whole first 15 minutes was disclaimers. It was disclaimers about everything and anything, and I was like, I can't listen to this anymore. It drove me crazy. Did I miss about Lockie Sky's partner's business. That was last week. So if you go to my YouTube channel, which is all free, and I have timestamp captions on every single video, so you can click on the blue stamp and that will take you to the exact part that you want to view. So yeah, that was last week. Thanks for the shout out. Before.after_influencers. That's okay. Tammy's tits are awful. I mean, that is probably not the nicest way of saying that, and it is an opinion, of course. But yes, there has been a lot of feedback that Tammy Hembro's new breast implants are very large for her frame. A lot of people don't like that porn star look, but then a lot of people are saying, well, they look really great. She showed a before and after, and the before photo of her previous implants, they were very separated, whereas these ones are very much together and up. So it just depends what look you like, I suppose. Yeah, a lot of people are a bit confused about Sophie Guidolin and all of her husbands. Do you think Martha and Indy are real friends? I think they're kind of real friends. Like, they posted a photo this week that showed that they'd known each other for 10 years or something. And I remember when Martha was interviewed on Indy's podcast, she was saying that they'd been at a job together years ago for, I can't remember what brand, and Indy was always just saying she doesn't want to be modelling, she wants to be a mum, and Martha had remembered that she'd said that. So I think that they're friendly, but if they weren't influencers, would they be friends? Probably not, but I think that's the same with a lot of influencer friendships. Oh yeah, Martha did Indy's makeup for the photo shoot, that's what it was. Loving Riley, Martha and Indy content. Riley would be that Remy by Riley, that bikini brand. I did speak about that on Subscribers this week, that Riley had shown like a screenshot and she was having a conversation with someone from Alibaba at the top of the screen, which it's very possible that the Remy by Riley supplier is on Alibaba, and she is very open about the bikinis being made in China, but it's just not often that you see an influencer openly post that sort of thing. But yes, that's all from me tonight. And yeah, if you want to subscribe, I'm going to be posting a bit more about the event and the goodie bags and a bit of behind the scenes of meeting people. And yeah, I'll be also doing a public post later because I can't wait to show everybody that I met Kat Clark. It was just so exciting. All right, well, thanks all for tuning in, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.